I had a lot of experiences in clinics in Colorado, and I decided that it wasn't working out, so I better come and do the real thing. I first came out here in 2010, and you would think after 13 years I would have learned enough not to have to come back, but I keep coming back for more. I came out to the Y6 for a 1-week clinic, and I stayed for a month in 2010. Because most clinicians have got 25, 35 riders in an arena for 3 or 4 days, and you come out here and you've got the great expanse, you've got the experience, you've got the environment is just set up to learn and to grow as a horseman and a stockman. So that was my motivation, and it's worked out because I keep coming back. Experience. So going to clinics and doing one-rein stops with 35 horses in an arena is not an experience. It's a regimen, and for some people that's great, that's what they want to do, but I want to experience real cowboy shit, and this is where you do it. In center. So everywhere that I've gone with Martin has been a slightly different experience, but it's all basically about communicating with a horse better and either doing a job or just expanding your own personal confidence level. And for me, that's always been a huge factor, because you get on these big animals and they can be they can buck you off, they can be trouble if you're not prepared, and so developing a confidence has really been my goal, and I think I've accomplished it pretty well. Once again, you come out here and there's a handful of people. There aren't 35 people doing one-rein stops in an arena. So, it's the experience you are paying for and that you want, which is the reason I come back year after year. Yes, every single piece of, horses, tack, saddles, hackamores, you name it, I've bought from Martin. Well, it's all the vaquero, Buckaroo stuff that, that was a huge learning curve for me. The learning to use a hackamore properly so you don't pull on the horse is probably the single most, up until roping, the single most difficult thing to learn how to do. And that's communicating with the horse on a different level than just pulling on a snaffle bit or pulling on a bridle. And it does take a tremendous sensitivity and feel and timing. And I'm always working on that. And it has probably helped me more as a horseman to learn how to ride in a hackamore than anything else. And the 2-rein is very difficult because it's like a puppet show. And you've got all this rein stuff in your hands. And when I first tried it, it was terrible. I had no idea what I was doing. I was jerking and pulling and whatever. But once again, once you see the response from the horse and you adjust your hands accordingly, all of a sudden you get this softness from the horse that is not just physical, but it's mental, because the horse is saying, "Oh, okay, I get it," and he's with you more. He's going to cooperate more, and you're not. The last thing you want to do is jerk and pull. And it's really challenging when you first start with a 2-rein or a hackamore not to jerk and pull. The roping is where the rubber meets the road. And you've got the stockmanship, you've got the horsemanship, you've got your own physical ability to swing a rope, and it all congeals when you land that rope at the calf's hocks. That is where the rubber meets the road. And if one piece is missing, it can all go sideways pretty quickly. But that's why in the first year that I came, I didn't rope at all. And he had to kind of bring you along, putting the pieces of the puzzle together so that you can rope. And roping is addictive. And those of us who do it once a year, and don't do it all that well. We are addicted to it nonetheless, and we watch people who've been doing it since they were 8 years old, and it's poetry in motion to watch. And it's just, I'd like to be that real cowboy that can rope with incredible confidence, but I think I came to it a little late in the game.
But you're here.
But I'm here. And I still have all 10 fingers. I mean, I've been thrown in the deep end with no water wings multiple times, but I have never felt as if my life was in danger. And I've never felt unsafe. So, ironically, Martin's got this peripheral vision thing he talks about all the time, and he actually does have it. I know because he's got eyes in the back of his head, and he sees me doing stuff all the time that I shouldn't be doing. But the point is that he'll give you just enough rope to make things feel a little dangerous and a little off balance, but he's always got my back. Always got my back. Personally, roping is the most fun, but after that, sorting cattle is probably what I enjoy doing the most. And the problem where I live is that they run their cattle through a chute and they chase them with a four-wheeler, and it's not much fun. So when you see the horses all, the cattle all, nicely grouped up and waiting to be sorted so they can, get under the cellophane, the idea of moving them quietly away from the herd and creating a prada off to the side is really an art, and to do it in a very low stress environment, which is both good for the cattle and good for your horsemanship. And when you watch this happen, basically in slow motion, it's fun to do it. The people looking from the outside might look at that and say, that's the most boring thing I've ever seen in my life. But what they don't understand is that not only are you communicating with your horse, but you're also communicating with the herd. And stress is a significant factor in stockmanship, and making it as low stress as possible is the goal. Come out and experience life in shoe fly, pure and simple. You won't learn it in a book. You've got to experience it. The FBI offered me witness protection or shoe fly, and I took shoe fly.
So when you came and you rode with Martin for that first time, and then you continued to come back, and you were using his horses, how did that...
Well, he made me buy them. He made me buy the horses. He didn't give anything away.
So you purchased some of Martin's horses?
7.
7?
7 horses.
7 horses. Tell us the names of all 7 of your horses.
Killer. They're all named Killer.